The Leopard 2, and if you notice where I'm pointing at, the sun's out. I usually do videos like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't do them hardly at noon. But anyway, I was busy this morning. Didn't have time. But before that, I didn't get a whole lot done. I did, but I didn't because everyone knows that I like to do my cozy coops. And them are custom repaints. And this one is, if you can see it, is a Tulsa Police, basically based off of Tulsa Police cruiser here in town, and I've done one already, and the dispatcher from Tulsa Police, she wanted one for her grandkid for Christmas for Santa Claus to deliver, so I had to build number 2. But anyway, I do these on the side. They're basically one-offs, real big models. I may try to do a video on them if I can, but you know, with Copa, it can be kid-friendly, which, you know, hey, I like my cozy coops anyway. That's what I do on the side on the weekends. This is just a big models, all they are. Anyway, fun to do, love to do them, and everything. But the Leopard 2, I did get the decals on. Got the I want to say Balkan Cross. Hopefully that's right. German Cross, or modern German Cross on there. I kind of fibbed on the decals. I kind of just went with the generic markings on here. And then I forgot, because I was looking at it, I was like, you know, there's clear parts on here. The headlights, got them painted. What I do is I thin down white paint and just, I mean, really just like do a little bit of a wash, just so it's just not opaque, but a little bit transparent. And then I'll put a future on the lens and just make it, that's how I do lights. There's little, I'm going to call them turn signals on top here. Did that with clear Tamiya. It just gives it a shine. It looks like they're not working, but they does look like the shine on the bulb itself. Same way with the rear and stop brake lights, turn signal, I guess. If you want to, I really didn't dwell into it when I was looking at it. But anyway, got them on. And then the last thing I did before I put a dull coat on here on the decals and everything is I went in and put in the little clear parts for the cupola there and the gunner side, and they're almost dry, so I can go in and with the sharp knife I gotta trim them just a little bit more, and we'll be good to go on that. So anyway, the Leopard 2 is almost done, so we'll just do probably a good clear coat and do some pretty shots on there, and then we'll be done with the Leopard 2. The Shadow Trooper, now this kind of might be a little boring, but all he is basically assembling, and I got most of, I got his head, his chest, and his midsection done. Next thing I gotta do is start his legs and his arms, so I should have him pretty much built probably by the end of the week. Especially Thanksgiving, since it's coming up here in the States, and we'll get him built. Very little painting, it's just a quick build, and what I'll probably do is I'll deliver the tank and him at the same time. That'll be worth it. Then we'll start the Andromeda. That'll take a while because I got to figure out how lights go in that, since they do provide it. But anyway, Shadow Trooper. It's pretty darn safe. Now I don't polish the armor. I pretty much leave it like it is. What I'll do is I'll wipe him down and then take, for example, Vallejo's gloss coat, and I'll airbrush a good shine on the armor part. Just give it a nice little candy shell and just gives a little more shine to it. But anyway, Shadow Trooper is taking shape. The big Gundam. So I started weathering him. If you can see his torso here. I've just been doing it in sections and kind of been bouncing around. Excuse my sponge here, but I do chipping with sponge around the edges, and I usually do 2 to 3 colors. One is a dark brown, if you can probably see any of the chippings on there, and then I'll go in with either a light gray and then a little bit of silver, about the third on the way in there when I start doing the edges and everything. You can see it on the legs and all that. Still just plugging at it. One thing I did do is I like streaking on real dirty things, and what I do is take your chipping fluid, and you can airbrush this, and I airbrush this, and with Leos, you gotta let it sit for about 20 minutes or less. The less you put on it, the quicker it dries. And once it sits on there, and you can take paint or whatever and spray on it, and then take your brush and water, and you can go in and start chipping away and making streaks, grime, on any subject you want. What I like to use is MIG's got them, Ammo MIG, AK. They got their weathering effects, and these are liquid, and you can airbrush these, and they make some excellent colors for dirt and everything. And this is brown engine soot, so I got it airbrushed through the airbrushed on here, and then just took water and Mr. Brush and just started streaking, going to town, you know, because there ain't no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, you can weather in different ways, you know. My next one I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little more brown soot on the bottom of the legs, and then I'm going to take some petrol spills here, which is a little dark, and then I'm going to go a little bit more in, and then take the chipping fluid and brush and do the same thing on that. But anyway, I think he's pretty taking shape here. Anyway, I got a lot more to go. I'd like to get him done by Black Friday, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it. It's more of a, this is going to go hang from the ceiling. It's going to be on permanent loan to the hobby store, since he's got a expanded Gundam section, and we'll like to decorate the store since we're in with the you know, we like to be trendy and show all the Gundam modelers how it is done. Anyway, that's where I am on Mr. Gundam. So anyway, that's what I got going on today. Probably a little short week since it's Thanksgiving, but we'll do a lot more modeling and probably a lot more videos, since it'll be basically a 4-day weekend. But anyway, that's what I got going on today. Leopard 2 just about done. Shadow Trooper, we're just getting him assembled, and we are starting to weather the Gundam Greyback. So that's what we got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.